Gaming nowadays sucks. Cause see, most people who say that come from an era where you didn't have to, quote, expand your horizons to find a good game. However, if y'all actually took the time to listen to them people who say that, I promise you realize that they kinda have a point.
Buddy, what are you talking about? No, they don't.
Now, I just talked about how we're actually in the best era for gaming so far, and now I see this. Bro, you had to broaden your horizons when you were first playing games because everything you played was brand new to you.
That's what that means.
You only feel that way now because you only play shit that you've been playing for the past decade plus. You put up a picture of Baldur's Gate 3 acting like it's super niche when it sold 15 million copies. And I don't even like games in that sort of fantasy setting, but you also acted like you didn't like turn-based games, which to me is a sign that you don't really be playing games for real. You said that Cyberpunk wouldn't have happened back in the day, and you know what? You're right. It would have never gotten fixed. Games like Sonic 06, Aliens, Colonial Marines, Alpha Protocol, and probably dozens of other games that I don't even know about dropped and were terrible because they were broken. But the only reason that you didn't notice that when you were a child, like me, is because you just adapted to it or you stopped playing that game altogether. There's also never been more games coming out than today. Sure, devs should be allowed to take their time and get everything as polished as possible, but it's a numbers game. The more games coming out, the more that aren't gonna be that good. Now, you do bring up a good point about how gaming is better when there's competition within genres, and I agree. But part of the reason we only have one option in a lot of these genres is because nobody was buying anything except the most popular ones, and the other ones just flopped. Acting like there's no good games as a whole to play is a super indictment on you and your taste. There's a lot of garbage happening in the industry right now, from layoffs to crunch to rising costs, but there has never been a time where there were more games to play and more variety than right now.